Let's get into our press highlights for this morning. Let's start with the Herald, the biggest daily newspaper in Zimbabwe, and it reads, fake vehicle license insurance scam exposed. So government is losing potential revenue due to the proliferation of counterfeit vehicles and insurance licenses created by unscrupulous dealers. These fake licenses are sold to unsuspecting clients who only discover the scam when they attempt to renew their licenses. Shame on you, shame on you. But let's also be vigilant and do our due diligence. I think just go to authorized license places and get your licenses sorted out.
I hope it's not authorized places that are selling fake ones.
Then that's even more disturbing.
Yeah,
that would be
maybe actually really disturbing. But it's great to see the Herald Day with that investigative piece coming out there and showing us what's happening in the world of motor vehicles in the country. Talking about business in the Business Weekly, the headline, Power Challenges Choke Key Sectors of the Economy. The mining industry says it is losing up to 10% of potential output due to power outages, while manufacturers say it's just yet another squeeze on the margins. Now, the mining sector requires constant power supply in order to maximize on volumes at a time when most mineral prices are very low, while the manufacturing sector accrues extra power costs as they adopt to expensive alternatives such as generators and solar. So this is something that is quite disturbing. Teach from a business perspective. If you are in that particular sector, I can tell you for a fact that it's quite something, to buy.
What business don't you do?
I'm a business analyst in my oil.
No, but I'm saying, genuinely, what business don't you have your hands in? Not as an analyst, but as an entrepreneur. I say this with the utmost respect and envy.
The world's oldest business. I don't do that.
The world's oldest business or profession. Anyway, let's move on to the H Metro, and 270K mega match explodes into life. And we're talking about a football match in Division 1. And it's the $270,000 match, the biggest single match in terms of incentives for players and coaches in the history of domestic football. That is the huge prize which awaits the Scotland players if they beat Herentals under 20 in a Zifa Northern Region Division 1 match at Rufaro Stadium this afternoon. The Mavuku side are in a battle royale with Moors for the sole ticket to play in the domestic Premiership next weekend. Mind-boggling figures there. You can get your copy of the H Metro. You can get the breakdown of that 270,000K, what it entails. But what we can tell you from the information that we've gathered over covering this story throughout the week, I think Aquas for everybody getting Aquas.
How much is an Aqua like?
Aqua is, I think if it's relatively in good condition, maybe straight out of Japan, probably about 8K. Okay. So eight times let's say 8 times.
I've got the calculator here. Let me find it. Okay.
There's a squad of 30. 8 times 30.
So 8,000 times 30.
Yeah.
That's $240,000.
Yeah. So I think maybe now
and
if
then the 3.5 per player, was it?
No, I think that might be separate. I think that was for I think that's 1.5 or something per player. So it will work out to around 270,000. So my valuation of the Aqua could have been maybe slightly higher, but it is bonkers.
Whatever it is, I think this is unprecedented. It's actually history in the making as far as that particular league is concerned.
I think you can even so much as say in terms of incentivizing. Yeah. This is, remember, I think we've seen in the past players getting cars for winning the league. This is for a single match, Chief.
We had a team called Amazulu back in the 90s.
But that was for a league.
I know it was for a league.
Yeah, but I'm saying this is for a single.
They were signing players like confetti. Man. I remember a good friend of mine, Ronald Gidiza Sbanda, signed
one of the best
for $1 million Zimbabwean dollars.
When it was $1 million.
This guy was an instant millionaire, and he was my neighbor.
Yeah. So was he a very good neighbor?
Oh, well, he was very neighborly.
So I'm sure you enjoyed. But you know what? I love it for what it can do for Zimbabwean football, because I think we've had an issue where players sometimes, especially when they retire on Zimarombe, you hear that they're destitute, things are not really working out for them. And I just hope, amid all this excitement and all this money and cars being thrown around, that there is some kind of advice being offered to these players.
But listen, Teach, before you really get out of the chain, okay? It's $3,500 for the last 2 matches.
Yeah.
Maybe 2.5 for the other set of matches, because he's been giving them a lot of money. That's what, 5,500?
Yeah. Outside of their salaries and every other benefits.
Maybe a car at the end of the day if they win. Perhaps this season they're collecting maybe 10, 15,000 each in terms of incentives before we get to the salaries, right? There is, yes, a need for that financial sort of, drive. But I do hope also that behind the scenes, these monies actually get to these guys.
I think that's
sometimes
an
there's a lot
point.
of pronunciations that are made and then we don't follow through. But I know Scott to be a very strong guy in terms of follow through. Personally, I think he's very good at that. And then, of course, the coming in of the benefactor. The key benefactor.
Anyway,
he follows through. You always call Victor, and then you get the car. But I do hope that, in as much as we see it as huge money, it's money that they just need to perhaps reinvest in something.
But I think we need money in our football for our football to grow and develop. And anyway, we could go on and on and on about this.
But do you think it's a lot of money?
I think for our football, yes. I think it should be the standard.
Is it a lot of money, full stop? Not for football, for anything?
For the average Zimbabwean, yes.
Okay.
That's the harsh reality for the average Zimbabwean. It is. But if you want more details, you want the breakdowns, the H Metro, get your copy or jump online, read through. Don't take our word for it. And it should be intriguing. Rufaro, I think it's going to be one big party there. Maybe they should just pack all the Aquas in the Rufaro. So they can just drive off after the game.
Victor to stand by the gates. But what happens if they lose? Now they have to drive them back.
Yeah, I know you got Sir's number. Let's give him. Let's do the marketing campaign. And maybe you will get an Aqua each for driving the vehicle.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Konapo, ipapo, ba ZTN Prime, DSTV channel 294, the place to be.